So I'm waiting for my friend right now. She's a good friend that I know from Instagram actually. The Van Gogh immersive experience has been ongoing in Singapore for a couple of months. I asked my arty friend to come with me and check this out. Both of us are moms of young kids and we've got lots in common. We've grown closer over time, and this has been a really fun experience to have her come with me just because we also got to steal some time for ourselves to just sit down and admire art. In today's episode, I will be sharing with you my thoughts around AI and art. I know that this is a topic that has been ongoing, and I want to share with you my opinions, and just to caveat that whatever I'm sharing today is really just my thoughts. Let's first start off with my thoughts on this exhibition. I grew up seeing art as items that would be in frames in a huge gallery, lots of space, and this felt really, really strange. Strange in the sense that there was so much lights, colors, sensory experience, and I get how the organizers wanted to create this as an immersive experience. And it was also very different to the type of experience I was used to when I go to an art gallery. That said, I have to say that this immersive experience that the organizers have put together is probably a great way to engage younger folk and folk who are new to art and want to experience art in a different way. This also enables people to feel like they can be part of the art in itself as they are going through this experience. Now, the thing is, as me and my friend were going through this exhibition, we brought some of our art supplies, and while sitting there, instead of just admiring all the beautiful artwork and the light displays, the projection displays were amazing on the walls, I thought it would be no better time than to pull out my Caran D'ache, my sketchbook, and it was also my friend Michelle's first time trying out the Caran D'ache set. I have to say, just taking out the art supplies, sitting there and doodling with a really good friend made this experience even more immersive for me. I enjoyed it even more, and in honesty, while the digital displays were really nice, I didn't really appreciate it at the level that I would have as compared to an art gallery. And I think that being able to sit down and just draw out what I felt for and pick out colors and it being so spontaneous really made this experience a lot more fun. I guess a part of me also was thinking, why don't I do this more often where I have just a bunch of color pencils and a sketchbook in my bag? When the light changed and the room got darker, this is where I really struggled to pick out colors in my palette. I was just not sure what kind of colors I was pulling out anymore, because when the lights changed, I looked at my pencil and realized that I used a totally different color that I had envisioned. So this here is the importance of lighting for you as an artist. All right, friends, so it's time to address the elephant in the room. How do we feel about AI and art? And this thing is actually happening. AI is not going to go away, and it's probably here to stay. And there's been so much talk around how this is impacting creativity, authenticity, originality. And while I find that lots of people are having conversations around AI as a tool that might be taking over jobs and replacing the way we do things, I also see that AI is changing the game in terms of how we are going to be creating and exhibiting our art. I find that instead of seeing this as a tool that is taking away and creating limitations, it should be seen as a tool that is also creating opportunities. Now, this is where we now can reflect on whether we think a machine can be creative. But the thing about creation is not just about art. It's also about changing our experience with how we use things and making things more accessible to everyone. Exactly like how this Van Gogh exhibition is, where right now, just because it has become an immersive experience, it becomes a lot more accessible to people just because they are able to use projectors and create all of these artworks on walls as long as they've got the technology. Do think that the digital aspect of this Van Gogh exhibition has definitely given a new layer and dimension where people can now interpret his works in a different manner and see them in a more lifelike way as compared to in its still original sense. And I think that that's where it expands the possibility of engaging young folk to also see art as not only traditional forms but also in modern contexts. Biggest issue around AI is probably in the context of ethics and authorship. This is where people are questioning originality, especially since we attribute so much value in the artist in itself as compared to an algorithm that is pulling out artwork from the internet and creating something. This is a very big question mark where when AI creates a piece of art, who does it belong to and where are its origins? As an artist who values originality, I feel like credit needs to go where credit's due, especially if an artist has put in a lot of hard work to a piece of painting, that it shouldn't be that easy. And I think AI devalues art just because of how easy it feels to put things together. Now it's your turn. Tell me your thoughts around art and AI and how you think this has changed or influenced the art landscape. My sense is that I don't think AI is going to replace handmade art or hand painted paintings. I feel like painting is still an experience to be enjoyed rather than an outcome. You see, what an AI machine is able to do is to create an outcome. But for me, art making has always been defined by its experience. We all forget that art making is such an intimate process between you, what you want to translate, and what eventually comes out of something. And being able to create something from nothing, that magical ability that isn't as instantaneous as AI, should be treasured. I'm always so grateful for you being here, and I hope that this conversation has given you points to think about how to immerse into your own practice instead of AI.